Hello everybody. I'm live for our Food Allergy Mom coffee chat, and I'm trying a filter because we're talking about weddings and going to weddings with your food allergy kids today. So if you're watching me on Instagram, I have a nice flower filter. So if you on Facebook, it's a little more boring, not as exciting, just the regular old me. So I'm wondering how you're doing. How is everybody doing today? I actually woke up with a migraine, I think, because I woke up kind of with an upset stomach. And I started getting a few of those little auras about half an hour ago, and I started to realize, oh my gosh, I think it's a migraine. So I'm having my coffee because for sure when I have a coffee and a Tylenol with my migraine, I find it goes away pretty quick. So I'm hoping for that today. So I hope you guys are doing well and that you do not have a migraine. I'm just sort of, bear with me here, I'm just kind of getting my screen so that I can see my notes, because I did prepare some stuff for you and just want to make sure I've got it all ready to go. Perfect. And so here we talk about, I come on here every Thursday morning at 10 o'clock to have a little coffee chat, to talk about things. Usually I've written a blog post and we'll talk about things that will help food allergy moms in certain situations. And today we're going to talk about going to weddings with food allergies. So let me know, do you have any questions about this? Is this something that stresses you out? Is it something that's not a worry? I think a lot of times weddings, there's so much etiquette, and you want people to be able to, you want to enjoy the wedding, and you want to still do it safely with your kids. So I think it can cause a little bit of stress because you're not sure. There's a lot of things that are out of your control. So I have some really great tips on that and how to kind of help with that. Can't seem to get this screen right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get this over here. Okay, so before we start into all of that information, I just want to talk to you about a free ebook that I have. It's got 5 great dinner time meals for food allergy families. It's top 10 allergen flexible. In Canada, we have 10 top allergies. In the US, I know there's only 8, but we actually go the extra mile. We have a couple more. So this meal plan that I have is top 10 allergen friendly, and it's you can find it at free.friendlypantry.com/meal plan. So go there to grab that. And yeah, so my blog post this week was all about weddings with food allergies because we are coming into that season. So let me know, and if you have any questions, I will try and answer them. If you're watching the replay, you can do that as well. And I'm just not sure if I can actually see all the comments, but I will try and get those questions answered if you have any. So make sure to let me know, put a comment. Let me know if you're here. I would love to have just a thumbs up or something just to let me know that you're here. That would be awesome. So the first tip I have when it comes to food allergies and weddings is to let people know. And I know that this can be kind of hard, kind of awkward, but if they have something on the invitation that asks about dietary restrictions, awesome. You are that one step ahead. So make sure to fill that out. If they don't, then it's a little bit more work for you, and you have to decide what you want to do. Do you want to actually contact the hosts and talk to them about the allergies? Or do you want to just go the other route and bring safe food for your kiddo? So one of those, you can kind of choose which one you want to do, but if they have the opportunity to let them know, then make sure you put that on the invite. Then also you will want to definitely talk with the caterer, because either way, whether you're talking with the host about it or putting it on the RSVP or not, before you give your kiddo any food from that caterer, you'll want to talk to them and just make sure that they are actually food allergy savvy. So I always find that kind of the higher end restaurants and caterers, they have no problem. They usually have really good procedures in place. So if it's one of those, then you likely won't, it won't be too hard to talk to them, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we know all about it. But it doesn't hurt to ask what they do, because you want to always dig in a little bit deeper. And I'm actually going to talk about that in a tip after, because sometimes people just answer, oh yes, they give you what you want to hear, and not necessarily what is fact. So make sure to dig deeper. So in my experience, when you're talking with the caterer or even any restaurant, you want to ask them something that is not a yes or no answer. So let's say you say, is this menu safe for dairy allergies or severe dairy allergies? Well, that person might just kind of think through the menu and say, okay, there's no cheese on that, no cheese on that. And then they might just say, yep, it's safe, there's no dairy. But really, in reality, they have not thought about the cross contact in the kitchen. They've not thought about those hidden ingredients that might have dairy in them. So instead of asking that like yes or no question, don't give them that opportunity to kind of just not bother that higher up person, because if they don't know, they really do need to ask. So instead, I would say, my daughter has a severe milk allergy. How does your kitchen accommodate for dairy allergies? And in this case, if they don't know, they can't make something up. And if they do make something up, well, you kind of know that it's like, you can kind of say, well, that doesn't work. So they're going to be forced to find someone higher up and get a good answer. And basically, you're hoping that the chef will talk to you or the event manager, because you want somebody that's overseeing things, that really knows what they're talking about, and that will be in control of that food to talk to you. So make sure that you're talking to those people, and make sure that you ask them the right questions. So the other one that I really want to focus on too is, if you do decide to have the caterer provide the meal for your kid, then you will want to ask them, when that food comes to you, make sure that that's the allergy meal, because they can do all the proper things in the back, and they can check everything, and then they can mix up the meal and bring the wrong one. So what I love to see is that either a manager or a chef stays with that meal the whole time, so they know that's the one that has been that is the allergy meal, and that they watch it and make sure that the right one comes to the table at the end. So usually they'll have like something that demarcates it, like maybe a little pick in it that says allergy or something like that. That is a really, really great thing. And then if they don't, I would make sure that you're asking those people who deliver that meal to make sure that that is, and they should say it. Good training, a good caterer will say, this is the allergy meal, and hand it to you. And if they don't, I would definitely, that's a red flag. So I would definitely ask them, make sure it is the allergy meal. So the second tip I have, bring a backup meal or lots of snacks, so that if things don't seem right at the last minute, you've got something for your child. So I always just feel better about having something. If you're not sure, you can also just come feed them before and have them just not starving hungry, and then you've got snacks along the way, because you just, you don't want to be stressing at a place like this when you're trying to celebrate, you're having fun. Sometimes it's just easier to do the work up front and to make sure that you've got whatever you need. So always bring some kind of backup meal or snack. And don't be afraid to feed your kid something else. If your little one needs safe food, don't be embarrassed. There's ways to be discreet. It's okay to feed them safely. You never, ever have to be embarrassed to do that. So don't be afraid of that. So the other things to remember, when you are going to a wedding, don't forget your epinephrine. Of course, you should always have 2 to 3 of those. If it's a really warm day, make sure you're bringing your cases, like keeping the epinephrine at the right temperature. I think that's, now I know Celsius because I'm from Canada, it's between 15 and 30 degrees Celsius, but if you kind of think about room temperature, that is right in that area. So keeping it at room temperature is a good idea. I like the Frio case. It's amazing. It's easy to carry and easy to keep your epinephrine cool. Bring wipes, lots of wipes, washing and wiping kids' hands throughout the day, especially before eating anything. It's always a good idea. Bring an emergency plan, because you always want to be confident about what to do if you are seeing some kind of a symptom. So having that emergency plan will just help you feel confident in that way. And the last thing that I always suggest bringing to a wedding would be a safe cupcake. Because the thing is the cake is often not even included with the caterer. And if there is, unless it's a dedicated allergy bakery, it's going to need, there's going to be lots of chance for cross contact for any kind of allergen. So you know what? It's just easier to have that safe cupcake that you know that your little one can enjoy, and just give it to them when the time comes, and then you don't have to worry about tracking down the host and asking them questions that they likely won't be able to answer anyways. So I would just find that it's just easier to bring a safe cupcake. So those are my tips, and I would love to know if you have any other questions, or if you want more. I've got more in my blog post. So those are kind of the highlights. My blog post, you can read it at friendlypantry.com/blog, and it's the first one on the list because it's the most recent. So I hope that helps you. Again, I'm love to hear from you. If I'm going to be back here every week at 10 o'clock for another Food Allergy Mom coffee chat. So plan to join me in the future, and don't forget to check out my free allergy meal plan. It is at free.friendlypantry.com/meal plan. That's it for today, and I hope to see you next week, or even in my Instagram stories or my Facebook posts. So we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.